Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ariel and this is Naturally Mermaid. Today we are going to be talking about periods. Some of us have them, some of us don't, but for those of us who do have them, hopefully we're looking for better ways to manage our periods while creating less waste for the planet and also making better choices for the health of our bodies. And that is what we are going to be discussing today. But before we get too deep into that, go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you like watching content about sustainability and gardening and just talking about all of the things that we can do to make better choices for the health of our bodies and our planet. And if you like this type of content, then you might also like my podcast called Sustainable Brown Girl. You can find that on any podcast platform. I interview women of color who are making waves within the sustainability industry. And I will leave links down to that in the description box if you are interested. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about menstrual cups as well as period panties. These are both low waste ways to manage your period while also making better choices for your body, because tampons and pads are typically made with bleached products that just aren't good for your body, especially tampons, since you're inserting them into your body and they're able to leach these chemicals into your bloodstream and can cause some really horrific problems. But aside from that, they can be super uncomfortable. They can be just like a hassle to manage. And with menstrual products such as the menstrual cup and period panties, it just makes your period that much easier, at least in my experience and with other people that I've talked to about it. As far as low waste menstrual products go, there are, of course, the menstrual cup, there are period panties, and there are also reusable pads. In this video, I'm only going to be talking about menstrual cups and period panties because I have not used the reusable pads yet. Probably, I say yet, but I'm probably not going to use them. I'm just not a fan of pads. And I feel like the period panties do a really good job of replacing pads in general. And I think that they're just easier to manage, they're more comfortable, probably easier to clean. And so yeah, we're just gonna be talking about menstrual cups and the period panties. I do also want to note that both of the products that I'm talking about today were gifted to me, although I have been using them before they were gifted to me. So I just want to put a disclaimer out there and be completely transparent about that. First, let's start with the menstrual cup. I've been using a menstrual cup for 4 or 5 years. Well before I started my sustainability journey, I started using a menstrual cup because it was gifted to me, and since then I just have not stopped using it. I will never go back to wearing tampons again. Buying tampons every month can get expensive. It's just not fun having to change them every few hours. Plus, it's not recommended that you sleep with a tampon in. I don't think you're supposed to wear them more than 5 or 6 hours at a time. But when it comes to a menstrual cup, you can wear these for up to 12 hours at a time. And that makes it so much easier if you have a busy day, or if you want to sleep throughout the night and not worry about your tampon leaking or falling out of you or getting toxic shock syndrome. So that's the main benefit to me of the menstrual cup. Aside from that, it is way more cost efficient than tampons are. So although sure, it's an upfront cost, but it pays for itself within 3 months at the longest. And when it comes to using the menstrual cup, there may be a little bit of a learning curve with learning how to insert it and take it out. When you're first learning, you might have a few leaks in the beginning, and that's where having period panties comes in helpful. But if you don't have period panties, you can still work with the learning curve, wear black underwear until you learn how to get it down. But yeah, after a few tries, you are more than likely going to be able to not have any more leaks. And then it's also important to make sure you choose the right size. Typically, there's a small and a medium size, or like a medium and a large size, depending on your age or if you've had children before. Once you've gotten the insertion down and the exit strategy down, the exit is another big thing to consider. So when I first started using a menstrual cup, I was a little nervous about being so up close and personal with my bodily fluids, because when you're wearing a tampon or when you're wearing a pad, everything kind of goes into those products and you don't really have to manage it. You just like take it out, flush it in the toilet, or toss it in the trash and you're done. But with a menstrual cup, you are exiting it from your body and then you have to dump the fluids. And some people may feel some type of way about that. I was definitely nervous the first time, but you can watch the first video that I made about my menstrual cup and get a better idea of like the way that I felt when I first used it. Now I'm like completely desensitized to it, but it really only took me once or twice to get comfortable with using it and being like, okay, this is just what happens. And now that I've been using a menstrual cup, like I like to see the fluids that are in there because I can keep better track of the consistency and the color and the amount that is being excreted from my body. And I feel way more in tune with my body. I feel more in control of my cycle, and I just feel like I am woman, hear me roar, and it just feels really good to have just that much more information about my body and being able to feel more in control of what's going on with me. I'm sure a lot of people are also wondering about the cleaning of a menstrual cup. So before you use it, you do want to make sure that it's sterilized between periods. So what you're gonna wanna do is clean it or soak it with boiling hot water so that all of the germs are sterilized and all of that. And with the Ruby cup that I've been using lately, it comes with a little cup that you can put the hot water in and put the menstrual cup in, and you can sterilize it that way. And then between each use, so when you're taking it out during your period, usually I will rinse it off in between, each time I take it out and dump it, and just, rinse it with some hot water. Sometimes I'll put some safe soap on it to, just clean it a little bit and just go ahead and insert it back in. And I haven't had any issues with doing that. Menstrual cups can last up to 10 years depending on how well you take care of them. I've had to get rid of one of my other menstrual cups because it was a cheap one, and also it started to discolor. That's why I really like this black one from Ruby Cup, because first of all, you can't see any stains, because menstrual cups that aren't black can tend to stain and it can look a little gross. So that's why I decided going with the black one from Ruby, and it's been working really well. Up until about 6 to 9 months ago, I was using a menstrual cup solely. I didn't have any period panties, so I would use my menstrual cups days 1 through 5 or 6, and that worked fine. But since I've been using period panties, I've found that I'm using my menstrual cup more between days 2 until like 4. So between like my moderate bleed days. and that's been working way better. Now let's talk about period panties. I've been using the Thinx period panties for about 6 to 9 months. And the way period panties works is that it is just a pair of underwear that has a very absorbent layer to capture your period. Thinx has multiple different styles of underwear that have varying levels of absorbency. So they have light to moderate absorbency. All of the Thinx underwear I've gotten are for moderate flow, so that can hold 3 tampons worth of flow. What I love about period underwear is that it's just so comfortable. You know, it's just like you're wearing underwear. You can free bleed, go on about your day, not have to worry about leaks. I have had 0 leaks with my Thinx underwear, and it's just such a peace of mind that you can, like I said, just go about your day and not have to worry about your flow. Right now, I have 4 pairs of Thinx underwear, which works well for me since I am just wearing them pretty much the first and last day of my period. I like to wear them on the first day because sometimes I have cramps, and the last thing I want is to be inserting a period cup into me. I just kind of want to lay under a heating pad and just like take it easy, you know, and not have to worry about changing my menstrual cup. Now, when it comes to cleaning your period panties, again, it's pretty easy to take care of. So with the Thinx underwear, it does come with a care card that tells you how to take care of them. But basically what you want to do is rinse them out after you use them. And then you can just wash them in the washing machine with your regular clothes. I haven't had any problems with like there being leakage on any of my clothes. So I think rinsing them out beforehand does help with that. But after you wash them in the machine, then you can air dry them. You don't want to toss them in the dryer. Although I did do that once and they seem to be okay, but it's definitely not something that you want to make a habit of. It probably ruins the absorbency if you do that too often. But overall, care is easy. I don't use any special detergent on them. I, just wash them in cold water with my regular clothes, and they have been holding up very well. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna last me for years. Well, that's it for my period routine. I really hope that you learned something from this, and if you were on the fence about trying a menstrual cup or about trying period panties, I hope I convinced you that it's not scary at all. It's actually gonna make your life so much easier. It's gonna save you a lot of money in the long run. If you click the link below, you can save $10 off on your purchase of Thinx underwear. And also I have a 15% off discount code for Ruby Cup, and both of those are going to last until May 10th, 2022. And if you happen to watch this video after that, then do keep in mind that Thinx does run sales sometimes throughout the year, so hopefully you can hop in to save a few dollars then. And Ruby Cup also does host a few sales throughout the year, so just keep your eye out for that to save a few dollars. Until next time, thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to check out my podcast, Sustainable Brown Girl. Check the description box for the links, and I will see you next time. And as always, continue to make better choices for the health of your body and for the health of the planet. Ciao!